Peace and love and peace. Today we are going to, thank you. We're going to try and see if we can carry as much of the sunroof as possible, just in case the celestials want to show up. So today we have something exciting. Oh my gosh. This is Joanna. Joanna, thank you. Thank you for tuning in today. We're going to do a love session. We're going to do a session that's really great for everybody. We're going to talk about changes and shifts coming up as everybody's feeling it. Everybody's feeling it as we're becoming more awake of what's truly kind of who we are as divine beings. So very exciting, because as we are clearing out our own unique densities, and we're tapping into things that are a lot more possible for us. The sun is glaring, you can't even see it. I'm not going to bother with that today. So as we're clearing out those densities of what we were told, taught, and shown, what we thought we were, what we were told we were, lineage, Akashic, all of those wounds that we just take on through time, we're now clearing them because we're choosing to be at the heart of who we are, even though we might not see it or feel it or intend it as we're coming forward today in our daily, everyday life. Because usually when we wake up out of our dream time, we're still carrying through the densities of that pretend world that we put on. So really to kind of pull all of those experiences back and start behaving as the higher self, start behaving as the spiritual self and the soul self. So I've got lots of channeled messages from Commander Ashtar. And Commander Ashtar is directly with the Galactic Federation, is the head of the Galactic Federation that directs and moves with agendas and protocols for the cooperation of peace and unity and declaration of evolutionary programs within the systems of light that are galactic multiverse. And so galactic protocols. What is our steps in the first contact? What are our steps in human evolution for peace? Transitioning very dogmatic, very staunch, very oligarchic type of leaderships, which we've had for eons, thousands and thousands of years. And we're all seeing now why those that do have true word, those that are truly aligned with spirit, with the Christ consciousness, has nothing to do with religion, has to do with who we are evolving and reclaiming our spirit, reclaiming our truth, reclaiming our ability to harmonize with the light body. As we harmonize with the light body, we become more of who we are as multidimensional, interdimensional, and full access to our own Merkaba, which allows us to travel in and out of space, fully sovereign in our movement, fully sovereign in our exploration, fully sovereign in not taking rules or rules are really low vibrational controlled fear-based systems. So the more we deal with our own fear and control, the more we deal with our own false beliefs that we've been taught and told and shown, we're opening up that to the entire collective. So the collective voice in and of itself has presented for many, many years the return to sovereignty, the return to self-love, the return to self-reliance, the return to self ownership of who we are, the self-design of who we are, and really releasing again all of the corruptions and the self-beliefs of codependence and all of our attention being focused outwards, returning it all back within. When we claim our interdependence of who we are, our interdependence of who we are with spirit, with our soul, as our soul, period, and God. We don't need anything else as to be a dependence outside of us. But because we are a newly ascending planet, we're still going through the ascension process, we do have the outer alliances that are helping us, kind of like our big brothers and sisters that are helping us align with a higher vibrational knowledge, wisdoms, intelligences that will help us transition any and all diseases, that will help us transition all of the garbage that we've created on our planet. And I literally mean garbage. The garbage is in the oceans, the garbage is on our lands, the garbage is in our foods, all of those things through higher vibrational understanding of energy, a higher understanding of who we are as multidimensional beings. Again, who are we, what do we exist within, what exists with us, as well as higher technology for healing, higher technology for the direct integration of our evolution. The technology will not be used for war. It will not be used for what the leaders have been in power for and wanting. They're still under the very low vibration of power, greed, and control with these steeped agendas that we've seen come out, and they will continue to come out until humanity faces and sees and goes within to do that clearing, to goes within and face their own beliefs about why they gave power to such people that had no concern for who they were, that had no morals, no ethics, no values, in systems that have no morals, no ethics and values. Again, they're all masked. They say that they do. Many of them take oaths that they are in service to the people, and many of them are held within corrupt systems. Many that are in systems, and the whistleblowers that will be coming forward, more and more of them, because That's how they're clearing out their own karma. They could go to sleep as a part of these corrupt systems, and the next morning, because of the healing, the clearing, and the light that's being bathed, the integration that they're doing with their higher self during dream time, and the councils that they're working with during dream time, they can wake up the next morning and literally change their life as well as what they've been entangling in, knowing that what has been going on for humanity and really pulling those systems that have been corrupt out into the forefront to remake into new. A very important wisdom that I will keep talking about it, and I will not stand down, and I will continue to go forward in the uniqueness of who I am, because my voice and my codes and my light help clear out a lot of those densities through which we've given so much power and control to other people and other beings, thinking that they have our best interest in heart, and they don't. And so anything that you feel that is enforced anything, there are certain fear-based programs to start triggering fear within you so that they can return you back to lower vibrating energies. Because as humanity takes out new cycles of interdependence and inner self-reliance, because you're focusing more on who you are, you're focusing on your health, you're focusing on your wellness, all of that stirs up the vibration of releasing the controls that were in the programs of 3D in the Matrix. So they're going to come up with their programs and their agendas and their enforceabilities and their new vaccine, all of these things that stir the fear in humanity again, to fall back into old patterns. So they're just karmic cycles just to be aware of. You'll know what fear-based pattern that the leaders will be coming out with to stir that fear again, to see what program are you going to fall back in? How will you be herded, if you will? Will you stand forward and keep pushing for your sovereignty, keep pushing for your liberties, keep speaking in positive, loving, kind, and peaceful truth? Everything can be done peacefully. You don't need to go out and create a protest, because protest is just an aggressive reaction. It can always be done in peace. So everything that you do is peaceable, because that is the peace begets peace, and you will be supported by the councils, by the heavens, by all the beings that support peace. The Galactic Federation supports peace within the whole entire galaxy multiverse. They are beings and consciousness and threads through all dimensions, up to the highest dimensions throughout the multiverse. And their light ships are bigger than countries. And so don't ever worry about the amount and the level of help that you have, because these beings are by the multitudes. And the world leaders know this. The world leaders are not going to create a third world war. They're not going to bring in anything that will cause humanity any more harm. Any of the purges that are going on the geophysical experience or on the plates experience are because of the purgings of the energies. And some of them will be quite drastic, because we've held so much staunch fear and indifference to Gaia's sacredness. So the more disconnected we are with Gaia, the more disconnected we are with our own sacred experience, our own sacred preciousness. That is the result of how Gaia is trying to balance those energies out. Gaia will always support the earth and the life that she has on her planet. And she has done so graciously for thousands and thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, billions of years. So we have to honor and start remembering what sacred means and how we are sacred. Remember, we're turning all of those beautiful experiences back within us. That way we're continuing the emanation of self-value, self-love, self-design, reclaiming our sovereignty, and then returning it back to Gaia, showing that we are stewards, we are ambassadors of peace, we are ambassadors of loving and care and kindness for the nature, for our resources. We have extended our outstay on resources, and there's other ways that we can be making energy through very kind and more benevolent ways, through steam. We don't need to use the oils and the resources that we've been using, and the governments know this. They know this. It's a bidding, corrupt experience of superfluous people in charge that know and understand how to create false illusions of value. And so they all know what they're doing. And all the people that are involved in what they're doing know what they're doing, and they know who's involved in what they're doing. And they're all cross-connecting their levels of corruption, so nobody can figure out truly what's going on. But now there are people that are starting to figure out. So go watch a few of Whitney Webb's videos. She is an independent researcher. These informations will be coming out, so my throat chakra will not be blocked, because spirit and source and God is far more powerful than any 3D man that's trying to create any more corruption and destruction for humanity, because they won't. So take notes, dear lighted ones. I was brought here to bring peace and to bring alignment into higher vibrational experiences of who we are as light beings, and all of the beings that do watch my videos and all the beings that are supporting these videos, the galactic federations and all beings from 3D all the way up to the 15th dimension. They're all in support of who I am as a divine creator with the creators, on behalf of Gaia, on behalf of the collective, on behalf of all wildlife on this planet and all earth and all water and all air. And I will stand in that, and I will not back down, and I will not silence. My jurisdiction is of the heavens, and I'm going to keep speaking, because the leaders that are of today are corrupt. They're absolutely corrupt, and they know that they are, and they're trying to hide behind agendas. They're trying to hide behind their false, fake speeches about who they think they are and how much they're going to do for the people, and none of it ever speaks about the people. It speaks about the money agendas. It speaks about the movement of money. It speaks about the movement of industry. That is not about the people, and they know it. It is time for humanity to awaken. And for humanity to awaken, we must all take accountability. If you want to be in a sovereign planet, if you want to be in a planet of peace, then each must choose that. Each person must choose peace. If you're going to do a demonstration of peace and voice and honor and respect and preciousness, because you've been fooled for a very, very long time. So speak on what you choose to know about. Speak on what you know about. Speak on what you'd like to see from leaders. Seek out the leaders that speak truth and alignment of the universal laws and alignment of who we are as divine beings of sacred light, divine sacredness of life, the remembrance and the honor of life. And if they're not speaking of that, why not? And why have you placed them on the podium? If they're not speaking of respect for the planet, why not? And why have you placed them on the podium? And it has nothing to do with putting chemtrails in the air so that they're trying to veil our solar violet rays. That's not the answer. That's actually doing the opposite. And I will speak on that anytime any prime minister, any president wants to talk with me, because the amount of chemicals in our air are absolutely beyond redundant and ridiculous. They have no idea what they're doing because they're consciously closed off and they're not awake. So they must start becoming more leadership quality and knowing what consciousness is all about and how it's affecting the planet of such imbalance. Because it's got to be done. Who leaders are going to take it up? You're just going to throw out more agendas that sit within the Constitution that nobody is following and nobody is honoring. Because the judicial systems are corrupt. Those that work in the judicial systems are corrupt. Those that have taken oaths that are sliding things back and forth and making things fit within their speeches and within their agendas and within their roles. You're finding things to fit to make sense for your agendas. That's how those people that stand up on the podiums and say what they say, they're fitting things into their agenda. They don't really stand for anything to do with the people and the planet. They stand for money. And if you listen to everything that they say, tune into the energetic vibration. What is the energetic vibration of what they say? Is it the money makes the world go round, or people do? And it's not about more commerce, and it's not about more jobs. It's not about this, and this. It is about the consciousness alignment of who we are as spirit, because spirit will align every single person to the exact maximum highest potential of everything that we are, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that's what they have left out of everything, because they want you to be caught up in everything but this. So every person on the planet has the opportunity to now choose. As Spirit said, you're at a very pivotal point on this planet where humanity gets to choose for themselves. Who do you wish to be? Do you wish to be undeniably multiversally aligned to your highest potential, to have an eternal infinite experience with Spirit as your soul, through all timelines, all bodies, all experiences that you've had, all gifts, all talents, so that you don't need anything outside of you? Or do you want to continue to be herded into programs of falsity, where they're just going to try and play off each other to confuse everybody about who's who? That's what the devil does. The devil tries to confuse and monopolize. And some of them might be, yes, ambassadors, where some of them are trying their best, but they are still stuck in 3D broken systems. Broken systems, fitting broken systems, trying to fuse broken systems. You must step out and create brand new. And this is something that the entire collective will have an opportunity to do. Every day, step out of the matrix. Every day, choose yourself. Every day, choose your voice. Every day, choose peaceful interaction of higher vibrational thought, higher vibrational beingness, higher vibrational healing, and correlation with who you are. Because remember, Spirit said, you're going to find quicker and quicker correlation to what you're stepping out of and how they want to pull you back into these programs and toxic messes of agendas. and who's the richest person to keep the agendas going, and what groups and what agendas are behind those agendas that are funding the agendas of the agendas. It's all going to come out and everybody must face it. Don't get mad and angry because you all voted for them. Don't get mad and angry because you all chose to sweep it under the rug. So take accountability, take ownership, and now choose who do you want to be now. Take a deep breath. Ground, 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 ground. When the energy gets bigger because you've cleared some density, working with your multidimensional bodies will be the primary experience that everyone must learn. You're no longer this figment of outside detached care. You're now a multidimensional being, and you must learn how to operate within your multidimensional realities so that you're not flying off the handle and harming and hurting everybody. You reclaim your power. You reclaim your sense of choice and voice and experience of who you are. And you reclaim all of your soul fragments instead of it being scattered everywhere in everybody else's agendas and thought programs, and reclaim all your energy. Reclaim all of your consciousness. Your consciousness belongs to you. Nobody gets to play with your consciousness. Nobody gets to do human testing on your consciousness. Nobody gets to play with anything that you are other than you are with you. You and God, you and spirit, you and the creator, you and Gaia, you and nature, you and the essence that is natural, that affects your cells, that brings your cells back to a beautiful reset. So when you start playing as this beautiful multidimensional being, you start honoring who you are and valuing who you are, and you clear out those densities that kept you stuck, stagnant, numb, dumb, and silent, because those blocks needed to be broken up. And people like myself come forward and we break that up, because our light is pure, our voice is true, our vibration is truth, our vibration is that of the highest. And just standing next to us breaks up the density. And so share our videos, be a part of conscious health every day. Every day do breath work. Every day call spirit in. Every day realign yourself. Every day work from the heart space, choosing higher vibrational wisdoms, choosing higher vibrational self-healing, choosing higher vibrational programs that you designed for you. You and God have a health program. You and God have this stepping forward in your divine path program. You don't need anybody outside of you. And begin simplifying your life so that you can be more mobile. You don't have to have the things that you thought you relied on. You don't need 2 and 3 mortgages. You don't need 2 and 3 mortgages. And how is that okay? How is that okay that you're indebted for life to a bank? To a bank that doesn't know you, wouldn't know you, other than the debt that you owe it. The systems that are here on earth are so very, very steeped in just absolute debt. Debt to something else, debt to somebody else, debt. And the planet has given so much. Gaia, Terra, Earth has given so much to her people. And she will house and she will maintain and she will feed every single one of us. There is no overpopulation. So don't believe in any of those agendas. They are fed from agendas on how can they make their agendas and their motives fit. And you all know that because the crown chakra is going crazy right now. Don't believe in the agendas that are coming out from the people that have controlled you for eons. Create your own new self-worth, self-belief, self-knowing. You and your higher spirit know what feels right for you. Feel again. We're asking you to clear out what was. We're asking you to clear out the beliefs you've been told to believe, that you don't need leaders. You don't need people leading you down a path that goes nowhere except into debt and disease and bankruptcy of the soul, of the spirit, of your health, and everything else. Reclaim your power and create new, creative, spirited, aligned experiences of love and light, and creating new ways for humanity, because it can be done, and we will. Humanity, Gaia, the earth, and our resources will be returned to the people, period. And let spirit take care of all of those that have been staunch in their beliefs about selling humanity agendas. Let spirit and God deal with those. Because God is dealing with each and every one of them one by one, because God knows the exact opportunities that each single one of them have been given to stop fooling the people. Spirit has given each and every leader their own unique warnings. Spirit has given it to them. And then they place people like me that are speaking such truths on watch lists as if we're dangerous. No, we're speaking absolute spiritual, vibrational, multiverse truth. Let spirit deal with them. Spirit will deal with them however spirit will deal with them. You're here to keep moving on your direct, unique path of aligning with you, aligning with spirit, and knowing that your word, your voice, your light matters. Your light changes this earth. So fall in love with who you are. That's your role. That's your responsibility. You're meant to change this planet by being in your fullest truth and being aligned with the gorgeousness of who you are, and let nothing outside of you thwart that. You will be who you will be, and let nobody tell you any different. No, let nobody squash your story. Let nobody fit you into their agenda or their narrative or buy you off or sell your soul. No, it's just the way it is. No, no, make your life your own. And so what if you're a little bit more broke? Then you just simplify your life a little. You don't need people that want you to sell your soul. Who the hell are they? No. Any leader that does not know consciousness, any leader that does not work by the universal laws, any leader that is pushing corrupt systems by corrupt companies, by corrupt people, and understanding that they're absolutely involved in the trafficking of human and slaves and sex. The sex of underage children, which every president and every person in government and every person in a multi-million billion-dollar company, they know exactly whose money's coming in and out. So don't be stupid and think that they're fooling you because, oh, I don't know, and all of a sudden their court case gets disappeared from the actual judicial process, where people actually get persecuted for their wrong deeds, and they continue to still be in service, and they still continue to be in leadership. Who says that's okay? Every single one of them will be dealt with because karma misses none. That's truth, dear lighted ones. That is the law of the universe. Look at the laws of the universe and everyone will be called on them. So align every day, align. Right use of free will and non-interference. Do what you do, be who you are without interfering with another. And so leaders are going to have to start getting online. And those that choose to use the fear programs and the forcing, whatever they're forcing, they will be dealt with one by one. We have to step out of those programs. Nobody can force you to do anything. You know the health of your body, the honor of your body, the wisdom of your body, and you can manifest what you manifest. They're going to be testing humanity to see how much we are going to stand in our power. We reclaim the power of our bodies. We reclaim the power of our spirit. We are one with spirit, and spirit will support us 100. You have to believe in that. You have to believe in spirit more than you believe in corrupt leaders, period. So anything that you see that might be fear-based, said, no, I don't claim that story. I claim self-sovereignty. I claim self-alliance. I claim who I am as a spirit. Say no to those videos that are being sold to you that want to put you in fear. There's videos that bring out truth. There's videos that bring out honesty. Watch my channel. Those are the ones that bring out truth and honesty, and then you get to choose. You get to discern for yourself. But it's time for humanity to step up. Because some of these people that have been leading the country for eons, they should not be in power of people and land, and sacred land at that. And every single one of them abuse the land. No matter how many red tape policies they have on care and functioning of the land. Bullshit. Look at the chemicals in the sky on every given day. There was 12 lines I counted across our sky the other day. 12. Used to be only 3. Now there's 12. They have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea of the consciousness and the brilliance and the genius of our multiverse galaxy. They have no idea of the genius of Gaia and how she operates with God, how she operates with the multiverse and the galaxy. Give you for an example. They were showing me as I was writing my channel. I'll get to my notes here in a second. Let's just say we've been doing in all of these experiences of people with agendas doing very harmful, toxic things like spell work. They get together in a group and they do negative spelling and chanting and using Gaia and doing whatever it is they're doing in groups. And they have intentions to hurt and harm or take energy from people. The energy that they conjure in that creates an imbalance because they're not honoring the basic systems of who they are. They're not honoring the systems of who they are in their systems of light, their multidimensional systems, and they're pushing and they're forcing energy out to the collective, and the collective has to balance that somehow. There are beings and there are energies and there are councils of beings that send people to those groups of people, and they help offset the energy because they're very high vibrational beings, and they do it by many different ways. Because humanity is just learning the ropes on how to be sovereign, about how to be universal, about how to be galactic, and how to honor and respect everyone else. They're learning the rules of oneness. And some of them are going to learn the rules of oneness in a very harsh way. But they have to because they've all been told and shown. Just on this one channel alone, people have been taught and told, along with the basic 10 commandments, treat everybody as thy neighbor. Well, if you're trying to conjure entities and demons and satans and rituals and sacrifices to get power, to take, to do, to force, to get, to manipulate, whether it's a government program, whether it's
trying to give money from this fake business to that fake business and showing that your business has this financials and that financials, and you're meeting with these people behind closed doors and those people behind closed, any type of forcible manipulation to try and take, steal, manipulate, deceive, thwart, those are enforced actions of the negative. And there has to be beings that help that positive rebalancing. Otherwise, Gaia is held at a constant state of imbalance. The human collective is held at a constant state of imbalance. And if you look at any of those groups that do such things on a regular basis, because I have, you look at any of those people that do those things on a regular basis, whether it's a CIA department forcing, teaching children and teaching anybody that they teach to do, interfere in people's privacies, interfere in people's banking, interfere in whatever they do, their ESP programs and whatever else they have done or do. It does not matter. If they're not following universal law, they create imbalance, period. The universal laws don't turn on and turn off just because people are learning about oneness. Universal laws are always, since the beginning of universal time, since the beginning of everything that's ever been life created. Universal laws show us the mechanics of how we operate as matter and spirit, period. The physics of creation and movement of force and magnetics, period. And there's so much abuse on this planet. People trying to get their agendas. Why? Because they absolutely have no sense of self. They live from the ego. And the ego has been patterned and bred and designed to get, to take, and to be better and win. It's not higher consciousness at all. It is ego. Because of the falsities, because of the woundings, because of the perpetual karmic cycles they live within, because they're not healing those karmic cycles. They're not attaining higher vibrational consciousness, higher vibrational alignment with the higher self, higher wisdoms, higher intelligence, which can only come from light. It can't come from any 3D experience. And none of these leaders are connected with their higher self, because their higher self would never, ever tell them to be a part of these agendas and to continue these agendas. And these agendas have been very blatantly, very, very blatantly put forward to the collective for many, many years. And they're still doing them. They're still hiding. They're still swiping away these legal court cases that actually should have gone through, that these people should have been convicted. Private agendas. All of these people with a lot of money, what are their agendas and why? Why are they continuing their private motives and private agendas that they hide behind being altruistic? And they have no idea what they're doing to the essence of the divine sacred body and the cells and the tissues and the essences that we are as sacred, because we are sacred. And no leader today knows that. No leader today absolutely rules in the sacredness of who they are as a person. Otherwise, they would never be a part of those agendas. They would be running for the high hills. Nobody would want to be a part of most of the agendas, of most of the bureaucracy, of most of the red tape, of most of the nonsense, of most of the time wasting, of most of the money wasting, of most of humanity's wasting of what has been created. It's a big, big mess. No point on fixing the big mess and rolling around in karmic cycles of mess. Step out of it and create anew. That way, this mess has nothing else to do but face itself. And it will crumble and implode upon itself, because that's what happens in negative energy. There is no intelligence in it. And they will continue to put out fear-based programs until they finally get people coming back. No, when you step out of that program, you live in the highest light, and you know that spirit and source has you 100%, and you'll be shifted to a timeline that is of your vibration. And you don't have to play out these vibrations of fear and control and dominance and taking you for everything that you are. Because a lot of agendas are like that. And you have to discern what you're hearing from whom and what is their vibration. Is their vibration of truth? And every leader that you have had so far, let's just say in the US, none of them have been pure of intention for the absolute benevolence of the people. Every single one of them have had mistruths, untruths, corruption, their hands into everything. So you have to beg to question, are these leaders, should they ever be fit to lead the people when they have absolutely no idea about higher consciousness? They're not practicing it. They have no idea what it is, and they're not aligned with their higher selves. Who are they aligned with? Entities, entity attachments, demons. They're working for bigger entities that take and want the resources, that take and want and take and want and take and want, even though they're the richest people in the world. You have to discern, dear lighted ones. You have to discern intention. Intention is everything. And if you have intention on such a mess, it's going to be a lot to take, to change, to fix, to heal, because most of them are just so stuck in it They have not done the inner work to understand consciousness at all. And you're going to spend a lot of time, wasted time, going around and around and around. Trying to argue to a narcissist is impossible. You get nowhere. It's the same thing. Narcissistic programs. It's nobody's fault, and yet there's a lot of money wasted, a lot of time wasted, a lot of energy wasted, and a lot of people hurt. That's narcissism. It's a narcissistic society. Nobody takes ownership. Nobody takes accountability. Nobody ever comes forward to claim who they are and be honorable in it. They're constantly running and coming up with new ways that they can run and hide. That's narcissism. It's a narcissistic experience, not my fault. Well, now everybody's going to have to stand up and take ownership. We want a self-running, self-honoring, self-precious experience of who we are, because we are. Our planet deserves our standing in our power, in our choice. So it's up to everybody to come forward and start being that every day. Practice being 5D. 5D is not 3D, where you just believe what you are fed. 5D is absolutely saying, no, I don't choose that. No, I choose this. I'm in charge of my health. And I will choose my health. I will choose my health. Stand in charge of who you are. Your health is your health. Your body is your body. How you make money is on your accord. You're going to be allowing yourself to align your gifts, your skills, your talents to however you want, with whomever you want. Start building a vocation on that, stepping out of your 3D experience into a 5D experience, because God has a plan for each and every one of you that is far, far grander and far more expansive than anything in 3D could imagine. So you don't need any system to pay you and feed you. We're going to come up with so many different ways of the monetary system that'll be like unlike anything we've seen before. And every single person will be self-sovereign. Every single person will have mind, body, spirit, and soul connection with who they are as their higher self, as it should have always been. Because we are not commodities to be bought and sold. We are not commodities to be herded into any specific agenda's path and agenda. No, we are self-sovereign and we are free. This is our planet. The meek shall inherit the earth, and it begins now. Should it have been any other way? And why certain people do get shadow banned, because they don't want our word being heard, because our word clears the density, clears the confusion. If there is confusion, if there is chaos, if there is drama, it is not meant to be. Step out of it, move on. That is the devil doing its work to confuse, deflect, project, blame, confuse, project, deflect, gossip, chaos, drama, everybody feeding into everybody else. That's how the entities feed, because there's no truth in it. Truth is very simple. It's aligned with light, period. Are you aligned with light, period? Is it the right use of free will, period? Is it in balance with everything else and all planet, period? And if it's not, that is not honoring. It's not honoring life. It's not honoring the heavens. It's not honoring the light programs of evolution. Do you want to evolve, or do you want to stay stuck in karmic mess? Everybody must sort that out for themselves. You won't have a leader that will show you and tell you, you're responsible for your health. You're responsible for clearing your karma. You're responsible for taking those poor choices and making them new, because you were never told otherwise. So don't take fault and don't take blame. Stand in your power now. Claim who you are now. That takes courage. That takes power. Let go of those that want to keep you in mess and drama and superficiality, because that's not the soul. That's a misled person. A lot of wasted time, a lot of wasted energy, a lot of wasted experiences and resources and time and all that. That's what it is right now. It's just a whole bunch of mess that you're going to have try and make another karmic leader come in and try and make a little bit of correction on the last mess. Well, they're still a karmic leader. What are they going to do? Just put a new karmic spin on a karmic mess? No, the entire thing needs to be rewritten, needs to be completely brought down, because the people that are backing everything, backing the banks, backing the oil companies, they have threads all over the place. They're threaded all over the place. And as soon as any of them get challenged, the court cases just kind of disappear. No, no more corrupt leaders, no more. Because you absolutely know who you are. You absolutely know what your money's going to, and you absolutely know who you stand for. Sacrifices will do nothing but implode and destruct themselves. So no humans will be sacrificed. No more. No humans will be degraded. The planet will no longer be degraded. The planet is sacred. The planet is precious, and she commands her voice back. I speak for that. I speak for women. I speak for children. I speak for everything that's out of balance because I'm bringing truth. That is my role. Very simple, very clear, very precise. Truth is truth. Source is. Source has the divine ascension plan for humanity, for Gaia, and it won't be wavering. This is our planet and it will be returned to the people. Period. That is law. Right use of free will, non-interference. And if they choose to be a benevolent leader, they're going to start using those universal laws and rewriting what is corrupt and taking away every single corrupt person out of their role and sending them away to go get consciousness, leadership, and training. Every person in leadership should have consciousness, leadership, training. If they don't know how to connect to their higher selves, they should not be leading the people, period. It's a recipe for disaster when they haven't even worked through their shadow. They haven't worked through their soul fragments. They haven't worked through the darkness. They haven't worked through their divine feminine, masculine energies. How are they ever going to be leaderships of people? These are basic consciousness evolutionary tips for every person that's going through ascension. You cannot miss what I just said. You cannot go through ascension without moving through what I just said. And how are these world leaders, if none of them know anything about that? They're going to try and keep you stuck in these little tiny systems and agendas that do nothing but take from you to keep you numb, dumb, and silent so that you don't know this, so that you do not become awakened, so that you don't know who you are and aligned with who you are in your higher self. Because you have a lot more to go with and your divine plan with spirit than anybody here could ever make of you. Because they don't want you to achieve anything. They just want you to keep buying into their systems and buying into their fake programs, buying into their fake agendas. And look into where all of those companies and those agendas go. Where does the money go? Who gets the money? Whose hands are touching the monies? Whose hands are touching those monies? Where are these programs that these children have been sent to? Those 5,000 children at a time coming up from all of these impoverished countries. None of these problems are being dealt with. Where do these children go? To these sponsor houses. Where are these children? Those should be investigated. Priority, post haste. Why are the leaders of the people not investigating these experiences? Why are these children put with people they don't even know? And what are they doing with these people they don't even know? None of this is being investigated. And yet you have to have special clearance to get in these places. Why is that okay? 5,000 children at a time. Why is that okay? I'm calling it. The American governments. Why is that okay? This should be investigated. You say that you're for the people. You say that you stand for the people. Why are 5,000, 3,000 children at a time being in these places and going to people where they don't even know? Paperwork is not even sorted out. Parents have no contact with their children. Why is that a thing? US government. Speak for yourself, US government. No rhetoric, no bullshit. Speak for yourself, government. Come and have a meeting with me. The US government, if you say you're for the people, stand with me and show me that you are aligned with your higher self. Show me. Show me you're aligned with your higher self. Show me that you stand for the people and show me that you're putting in active participation programs where these children are going to be looked at. Who are these children going to? Is any follow-up at the homes of these children's sponsors? Is the follow-up? Where's the follow-up? You don't even have enough people to investigate this because all of your money and all your people are going to your private agendas and all your private little companies. And you're just going to hope that nobody pays attention to all these children that are moving back and forth to people's houses. So that will be investigated because I call judgment on it now. I call judgment on any amount of children that are crossing borders. I call judgment on any child that's crossing homes where investigations are not done and there is not due diligence and people are trafficking. And you absolutely know it's trafficking. And nobody does anything. Stand up and speak, dear lighted ones, because you absolutely know what's going on and you're not saying anything. So who are you to say that you're ready for ascension? These are big human collective issues, and you must stand for what is right. If you want a free and sovereign country, you must act as if you care. Go within, take a deep breath. How do you reclaim that caring? By connecting with your heart space. By knowing that there's thousands of children sitting without their parents that are being bought and sold to and from houses, through which absolutely a large percent of them are not actual sponsors. Answer on that government. Put an investigation, allegedly answer that government. Of the people, if you say you're of the people, answer that government. and come up with the sponsors that are actually in the houses where the children go to government. And the people are not allowed in. If there's not allowed people in and out of these places where the children are, why is that a thing? And what is there to hide? Why is it so hush hush? Answer that, government. If you are for the people, why is that a thing, government? I'm calling it for you, government. Why is that a thing? God is asking me, why is that a thing? If you're in charge of the people, why is that a thing? Why are you not accounting for the children in your country? That you know money is changing hands and children are being transferred by big, huge buses. Why is that a thing? And why is nobody following up? Where are these children? True sponsors, yes or no? This should be investigated post haste. If you say you care about the people, investigate this. If you say you care about the people, where is the truth about Maui? Because you absolutely know there's all corruption all over that. You say you care about the people. What about all the backhanded monies going back and forth to all these very important people that have money just shifting back and forth? Picture them players, you know who they are. I don't have to say them, you know who they are. You all know who they are. You go to dinner with them. You have all these private little committee meetings talking about your private agendas. Let's just put it this way. Be very, very truthful and very clear about this. Because I've heard a comment about, you know, the claiming and the righteousness of certain people saying they believe in Jesus. Putting a master's name in your mouth doesn't mean that you're a master. And it doesn't even mean that you're aligned with master. It doesn't mean you know nothing about consciousness. Jesus was a consciousness master. That's what he taught as soon as he got here. That's why he was born here. He's a high vibrational being, just as I am, talking about higher consciousness, vibrational intelligences and wisdoms, align with who we are as spirit. Nothing to do with religion. The heavens, the higher selves, the beings of the highest light would never, ever, ever, ever advise anything to go inside a body that is not divine and sacred. Like a chip. And then because you know it's going to cause some controversy, you come out and then you say, well, I follow Jesus. Do you? Jesus would have never, ever said, oh, computer chips and brains are going to be great one day. Let's go for it. No, because Jesus absolutely knows anything can be manifested through spirit alone and spirit alone. Transcend anything. Rewrite your DNA. It's all spirit. Again, these people with all this money have no idea who they are. They have no idea about consciousness. They have no idea about light itself. They have no idea how light works. They have no idea about consciousness. They work with money to manipulate more money, to manipulate how the public's going to see and buy into stuff. That is their game. So that you can buy into their games and their agendas. And each of them have little plays in all of these different societies that humanity has made, whether it's the CIA or the government or the dollar or resources or oil going back and forth, or how they make weapons. How's that for the people? How's that for the people? How's that for the people? How much money is spent on nuclear war when we absolutely know the dangers of nuclear war? How's that for the people? When you align with a higher state of consciousness, you align with spirit, you align with God. Nothing is more important, there's nothing more powerful. You don't need anything outside of you. You don't have to have crimes or violence or guns or anything else. And the people that get all hot in their panties and say, oh, let's put them on a watch list, is because they know that consciousness is far more powerful. We don't need guns, we don't need anything. We're aligned with God, period. And God is not a religion. God is an essence of movement, of energy and song and harmonics of the universe. And we have the right to ascend. We have the right to our birthright of freedom. We have the right to our birthright of liberation, of who we are as divine beings. And we can manifest ourselves into anything and everything in our light body and in our Merkabas, our spiritual body of who we are, as spirited matter, as spirited light, as spirited song. We are evolutionary. We are higher vibrational beings. When we wake up into who we are, we remember our Pleiadian lives. We remember our Syrian lives. We remember our Trian lives. And all of this mess just goes away. Let them sort it out. It's their mess. Let it sort it out. But you don't have to buy into that mess. You can step out and be new. That's all we're suggesting. Step out and be new. Step out, claim your sovereignty. Step out, claim your birthright. Step out, claim your knowing. Step out, start working with spirit. When you work with spirit, you don't need any of that. It's a mess. Karmic people creating karmic messes because they're not doing the work. If they were doing the work, they wouldn't be advising what's going on. They just wouldn't. They would be advising self-sovereignty. They would be advising better self-healing, better self-care, because the medical systems aren't doing it. The judicial systems aren't doing it. And they're paid the most. Why is that a thing? Doesn't that tell you the systems are broken? So start new, start brand new. Who are you? What do you exist within? What exists within you? Ask it every day and work with it. Work with spirit, work with your higher self, work with God. That's how you activate the Christ consciousness. It's not just saying, oh, I follow Jesus now. Well, if you did, you wouldn't be doing half the programs that you're doing and wasting a whole bunch of money when you could actually be feeding countries. Do you see what I'm saying? So if these leaders are for the people, they would make better choices. They would actually be aligned with spirit. And they're not. You're a spirited being. You're highly, 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 all you are is consciousness. And they want to kind of make you forget that. But that's not what we're going to do. We're going to remember everything with you. Yeah, man. Let's do this. For the people. Cycles of life to grow, evolve, and change. So every day you should inspire yourself. I'm going to grow, I'm going to evolve, and I'm going to change. Don't stay stuck in old systems. Pretend they're just moving away. It's old, lower vibrational consciousness through fear and control. Anything that comes up, fear and control, drop it, let it go, step out, and start creating something new. You can start creating those higher vibrational timelines and you won't even see or hear of those people. They won't even come up on your TV screen because you don't even watch TV anymore. Every day release control, knowing that when you allow something, you're detaching. You're okay. You're confident enough to detach from whatever story is told. You're not going to put yourself in either right. You're going to be neutral about it all and just step into something that feels good for you. What feels good for me? What feels truthful for me? Truth is always simple and clear and concise, period. And it's always aligned with the universal laws. All you need to know are the first two. If you follow the first two, all the other ones will fall into place. But you got to master who you are first as a vibrational being, because everything you are, everything you do, everything you think, everything you put out affects people. Just as I said earlier, that group that does spell work, there are beings and there are their ancestors that have to come in and rebalance it, because they're just not listening to all of the healings and all of the warnings and all of the intentions and all of the face-to-face contact that they've been told to stop. There has to be beings to help rebalance that. Otherwise, great destruction would have come. The only reason why some of them are still standing there is because their guides have been helping rebalance the energy. And people like me have been bringing light to make them wake up and say, hey, we got to work with that energy there because you created a whole big imbalance. They have no idea. The reason why they're standing there today is because of the beings that are helping rebalance those energies that they've put out with intention. And it's no different with any political leader. There's beings that help rebalance the planet based on such negativity, hate, and selfish intentions. Every intention matters. Do you intention the greater good? Yes or no? It's quite obvious. Is it truth or is it not? Is it of the greater good or is it not? Very easy, because truth is a feeling. Very clear, it's very precise. And why when I walk in front of people, density runs. Because they know that I can see through them. They know that I can see mistruths. And I will call it. I will call it very politely. I will call it nonetheless. It has to be called. Has to be. If we want a higher vibrational planet, we must call what is right in front of us. Corruption is corruption. If it's not for the greater good, then it's corrupt. Period. And the highest vibrational beings of the multiverse will come and assist us in every way possible that we need help with. But we have to take the first step. No more settling for lower vibrational, herding, cattle, overpopulated bullcrap agendas, because they don't know, they're not aligned, they're not working with consciousness, they're not working with their higher guides and their higher selves. Therefore, they shouldn't be leading people. Period, point blank. I don't care what country that they run. China, North Korea, it doesn't matter. They are not aligned with their higher selves if they are enforcing people to behave and be in certain ways with no liberties. Human population is birthright, free will, birthright. That is a universal law. Right use of free will, that is our birthright. Every human born on this planet. Speak of thy peaceful, loving, honoring truth. You don't need to have protests. Protests beget protests. It's just fighting, 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 fighting. Peaceful knowledge, peaceful awareness, peaceful presentation. There is change. There is possibility of great change. There's possibility of great awareness. There's possibility of working with light. and break up the mess, because it got to be broken up. Nobody holds power over anybody. And when you live with a higher sense of self-love, you don't go out and harm people. You don't go out and steal from people, because you can manifest anything from who you are within. And that is where we must begin. Crime, violence, taking, stealing, corruption is not necessary. They are dense programs of no sense of self, of being hurted, feared, controlled. So now we have to realign with who we are, and now we have to be higher vibrational beings and practice being 5D, because the light is here for us to use. So use it. Breathe in light every day. Speak with light every day. Be with light every day, and see how your life manifests. These are truths. Practice it. Your life is your proof. Your life is your proof. Whatever fear comes up, face it. Am I fear about this? Okay, well, let's deal with this. Put it on the table. Okay, this is my fear. Let's work through this. Do I have absolute control of my health? Do I have absolute control that I'm going to express myself freely with people? Yes, I am. I'm confident. I know who I am. I'm led by God. I'm tapped in. I'm tuned in. Here I am. I'm one with God. Let's do this. Confidence and loving in who you are. You're speaking on behalf of your soul. You've done the initiations. You've done the human testing. You've done this. You've done that. And you've come through and you're still standing. You're meant to be helping others. You're meant to be standing before others and saying, we got this. There is great hope. There is great peace, and there is great success for all humanity. Make no mistake about that. I will usher it in. I will usher it in, because that is what I know. Absolutely one with God. Anybody that's working on their karmic experiences, let God look after them. You step out, start something new, period. And you're not doing anything wrong by speaking truth, because that's truth. And if they want to squash your liberties of freedom of expression, then just keep praying and keep bringing light, because they will be dealt with by God. Let God deal with those that want to be stuck in their greed, stuck in their order, stuck in their selfishness, stuck in their control, stuck in their dominance, and their false, dehumanizing, degrading, devaluing, and they're not aligned with source programs. And let their money fall wherever it may fall, because that's all they care about, is their money, their power, and their title. They don't care about the human population. They care about what they can get and how they can get it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been created. The intention is everything. The intention is everything, and you can smell it from miles away. So discern, dear lighted one. What is the intention behind everything before you? What is the vibration? Sense into it, feel it, and trust yourself. You have to trust yourself more than anybody before you. Trust your own story. Trust your own vibration. Trust your own initiative. Because you're aligned with God. Ain't nothing going to stop you. And you don't have, it's not me against anybody. It's not me about anybody. No. Have whatever program you want. It's not interference. I don't give a fuck. I'm here to speak truth and a higher truth. God shows me something, I speak it. My jurisdiction, my people that I work with are the heavens, are the heavenly councils, are the federations, are the cosmos, are the multiverse species that rely on Gaia to be healthy. Because I care about Gaia. I'm aligned with Gaia. I serve Gaia. I pray with Gaia. I serve the children. I speak with the children. I serve the children. I'm here for the divine feminine voice as creators, as masters, as teachers, as healers, as leaders, because we always have been. Let's begin. Giddy up. So here's what they said. That's how you know there's great energy. This is great energy. It's great truth. It's great certainty. It's very clear. Very clear. It's not filled with arrogance and money. It's not filled with come into my side or else. Or I'm going to do this, and then you start berating other people. There's no berating. This is truth. Are you aligned with your higher consciousness or not? Do you know what consciousness is or not? Do you have a higher self and are aligned with that every time you make a choice on behalf of the people? Because spirit knows what's going on the highest levels and who needs what and how they need it. From here on out, what is my part in this transaction? So that you're always surrendering the source for the highest experience of all. Divine order is the greater good. Divine order is your mastery to the all. You are a body of one. Everything you do affects another. We can no longer play selfishly. We can no longer play for the person that has the most money, because they don't serve humanity. They don't. Otherwise, it wouldn't be 5,000, 6,000, 3,000, 2,000, all of these children that are going to who knows where. That would not even be a thing. And we have to start informing and becoming better and healthier so that we never send our children off because of financial reasons, because of false programs. Don't send your children off. When you have a pure divine sense of self-love, the heavens are walking with you. And nothing is more powerful than the heavens. Your jurisdiction is with the heavens. Corrupt systems don't trump the heavens. Period. Trust in source. Trust in yourself as spirit. Trust in yourself to know that you can guide yourself clearly, fully, and safely because you're safe. Never give your power, your energy, your resources, your time to anyone that doesn't understand safely. We have to start waking up to this, everybody. And that was right from the spirit. I'll show you the message they said today. Things will be changing very, very quickly over the next couple of months and into the brand new year. There will be cycles to the higher powers and many opportunities for systems to course correct and for people to course correct because things will be breaking. They're going to be breaking for a reason for this corrupt. So let it fall. If you are in alignment with self-evolution, you understand cycles. There will be cycles of purging, cycles of awakening where you become awake of something, you become aware of something. That's your consciousness. When you're consciously aware that things are changing. I'm in something, I am of something, and what is within me? That's conscious awareness. I know that I'm energy, I know that I'm spirit, I'm held within spirit, I'm held within energy, what exists within me, and how may I infuse and create a creation reality. That is consciously aware, that is consciously awake, knowing that who you are, what you emulate affects everything else. And there are special beings that have to come in and play and protect and help balance when we have done immature things. Those that work as spell work and do conjuring to harm and hurt people and take over titles and do all of those things that simply just harm and hurt. And they create great imbalance. And why their ancestors are no longer helping them anymore. They're not getting support. They're not going to be supported and protected because they have been told a number of times. For years, they've been told. You choose to blatantly harm and corrupt and go against the universal laws. Even if you say that you're a spiritual person, it means nothing. When you're hurting somebody, you're hurting somebody. When you're imbalancing the energy on a very beautiful planet that is already doing the best to support an enormous amount of people still living unawake. I'm a conduit, I can feel the imbalance. I'm a conduit, I can feel anxiety. Because I'm here to help balance it. And those that don't think that what they're doing affects anybody, it's ignorance. Because it's darkness. And don't be led by people that are ignorant and dark. Because again, it will implode and it will break. So let it break. It has to break. You have to see what's there. You have to see what is absolutely going on before you absolutely say, well, maybe I'm worth something a bit more. Maybe I'll bring something better to the table. Maybe I'll bring new alliance with myself and with spirit. Where's your alliance with spirit? Where's your alliance with Gaia? Where's your alliance with your higher self? When you start working with those alliances, that's all you need. It's the title of my 4th book, The Alliance with Life. That's all you need. No other alliance is necessary. So again, it allows you the most thing that most humanity doesn't have is trust, unconditional trust. Very few people have unconditional trust with themselves, unless they've been working with spirit for a very, very long time. They can tell what is a truthful channel and what is a false channel. And those that believe in false channels are finding themselves in a lot of karma because they've been told a lot of lies, and the lies are coming out. But they have to come out. Everything that is not in alignment with light is coming up because the light is bathing it. It's not like these things are just coming willy-nilly that have been done. No, it's because the light is so powerful. Everything that's not of light is going to come out and be phased. Every leader, every corrupt system, every corrupt agenda, it's going to come out. And humanity has to choose, will I buy into the fear program or will I get healed? Everyone has a choice. Who do I choose to be today? Will I be self-sovereign in alliance with my light? And will I choose to heal? Will I choose to hear my shadow? Will I choose to hear what I chose? Or am I going to fall into old patterns and karmic cycles by karmic leaders? Karmic leaders wouldn't be there if you didn't buy into them. Galactic Federation channel. We are a cooperative and we help bring peace and wisdoms and sharings of our experiences throughout the multiverse, and we bring them to anybody that so desires. So again, we're an ascending planet. We need a lot of help and guidance because we've never been dimensional before. We've never been on this route of self-sovereignty and self-reliance. We've never been directly aligned with spirit that hasn't had a lot of dogma and mess that's tied up in dogma. Religion is not fully spirit. Religions don't talk about consciousness. Religions don't talk about your chakras. Religions don't talk about the multiverse fields. That's all we are. So religion will not take you through ascension. Your prayer will help you through ascension, absolutely. Make no mistake about that. And your affirmations of God, absolutely. But religion absolutely knows nothing about ascension. It might talk about it here and there in the Bible, but it does not tell you the alchemic process. It doesn't teach you about your chakras. It doesn't teach you how to reconnect with your essence, so you know if a pastor standing before you is filled with truth or not. Are they awakened? Can you feel the essence of God vibrating off of them? The essence of the Shekinah, the essence of the Christ is felt. It's felt in your blood. It's felt in your cells. It's not just words. I speak of the Christ. It is truth. I change the molecular experience. I know I do. I'm a profound healer. I know who I am and what I come with. And why there's been so many people trying to stop me. I have my destiny and I will and I am, period. I have my birthright. I have my birthright just like every other person on this planet. I am meant to be here. And I will shine and I will keep moving and I will keep speaking and I will keep singing and bringing my light language because I'm a great healer and I'm a great teacher. And I am divine feminine. And we're going to pick ourselves up and we're going to bring peace, hope, and light. There doesn't need to be protests. Our consciousness is so profound we can change overnight. So I'm asking you, tune in, tap in, get centered, and breathe. I'm a divine being of holy light, and I am powerful and I am sacred. My sacredness is my healing. My profundity is my healing. I am aligned with Mother and Father. I am aligned with my higher self and my soul. I am light and I am. I need no other story outside of me. I am that I am. Spirit and God have my destiny. Spirit and God have my plan. Spirit and God can change my health overnight. I am that I am. I am that I am. Body, mind, heart, and soul, I am. I am to be called. Align and ground. And say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, start working as 5D. See how much your life changes in 5 days. With your intention, purity of heart is everything. If you're going to do it just as a joke and you're going to do it just to prove somebody wrong, that's not pure of heart and you won't be helped. Because your ego, that's ego and arrogance. There's a lot of again. So here's the channel from Galactic Federation, and then we'll close this off. The Galactic Federation, you will be learning to live as a sovereign planet. There will be very deep social and galactic and multiverse patterns that you'll get to be aware of. Again, the correlation, so that you can face it in front of you and say, okay, I choose this now, I choose this now, I choose this now. So basically you're becoming more and more multiverse and less physical, dogmatic, staunch, set, stagnant humans. You're going to start awakening into your cosmic blood, because every time you have a DNA activation, that activates part of your remembrances of who you are at a consciousness level. It's all multiverse conscious. It's consciousness experience. When you ascend, it's a multi-dimensional consciousness experience. You change body, heart, mind, and soul. It's a physical, biochemical, spirited experience. It's not just something airy-fairy that we're just pulling out of the air. It's an actual experience. You can feel it. If you start journaling your ascension process, you can see it. The first 3 books I wrote were all about the experience of your journaling process and how your journaling can awaken your own validation of who you are as a communicator with spirit. You're constantly communicating with spirit, constantly sending out information and bringing it back. If there's a fear, you're going to be emanating it, and it's going to come back to you and face you. Anything in the government trying to control you, it's going to face you because it's a fear inside. You just got to face it. Okay, I admit that fear is there. Let's release that. Let's let that go, because I know I can feel this on my own. I can claim this as my own. You don't need anybody to lead or guide you. You're a sovereign being of unconditional light and love and expansiveness. You can always grow, grow, grow. Period. You should be excited about that. Get excited about how expansive you are. Get excited about how brilliant you truly are, that nobody's ever told you before. And it won't come within a 3D school. There's nothing wrong with 3D schools. They've outgrown. We need higher vibrational wisdoms. We need higher intelligent wisdom, and it only comes from light. So let's activate our children. Go within children. Understand your chakras. Start working with your light body. Start working with who you are. And they were showing me too that a lot of these, you'll understand, and a lot of people are going through this right now, why it's so important to share our videos. There are a lot of people that are awakening right now to their multidimensional gifts that they're meant to bring forward and start helping humanity with. Many of them are highly telepathic. Many of them are highly psychic, but many of them don't even know they are. So they start feeling and hearing, seeing visions and hearing voices and all that kind of stuff. And then they start feeling insecure because I guess everything is about fear. So all of these beautiful multi-vibrational experiences that we are as spirit, and working with your beautiful gifts as spirit, just learning and understanding how to work with who you are as a vibrational being of multiverse vastness. Our vibrational gifts that will do instant healing, that will create beautiful, rich foods, that will heal our soils, that will heal our waters. All of it is higher vibrational intelligence. We won't be using the destructive resources and how we've been abusing our planet in any of it. They will be higher vibrational wisdoms and knowledge to absolutely release most of our garbage on our planet. Less than 10% by high vibrational tools that we will be showing. These are the beings that have absolute love and care and honor with us, because they are the bigger brothers and sisters. They're helping us move into our higher consciousness. We have to activate that within ourselves. Our alignment with who we are as light, our alignment with who we are as body, mind, heart, and spirit. We're a multi-dimensional being. We need to start expressing and being and living and seeking and playing within this. We are more than we thought. Let's get busy. We are souls of vast gifts and talents. So before you put your children on drugs and things like that, because they're hearing things and they're seeing things, they're not, they're highly gifted. Let them explore who they are. Show them to people like myself that can help them work with their gifts and work with their talents and work with their energies. These are highly, highly gifted. Don't put them in places where they're going to be numbed, dumb, and harmed by the synthetic drugs. Awaken, dear lighted ones. We are conscious beings of light, and every generation they get more and more and more and more advanced. And that's why these programs want to silence us, numb and dumb us. You're meant to be vibrational geniuses. You're meant to be vibrational geniuses, so be a genius. Your planet will go through movements of remembering its sacredness and its honor at a very deep level. How do you hold respect for yourself? How do you hold respect for that in which is around you? These mirrors will have to begin, because as we see it within ourselves, we will see it within our planet, we'll see it within our ocean, we'll see it within the soils. We have to begin to see sacredness within ourselves and one another, so that we start amplifying this level of oneness and unity of who we are as multi-vibrational beings, of who we are as cosmic beings, who we are as alien beings, who we are as galactic beings of the highest light. And if you sit in fear and talk about aliens in fear, then you're going to attract the aliens of fear, because your reality is of your vibration. You get to choose. Everything is vibrational. Who do you get to choose to be around and create with? That is why healing yourself every day, working with yourself every day, working on your fears and your challenges and your patterns and your habits and the Akash and the lineage, all of those things is your ascension cycle. When you start tracking your ascension cycle, you start working with it, you start journaling with it, you start creating, expressing, exploring, experiencing it, then you become a consciously aware and awake being. Those are the ones that should start becoming more in power and in alignment of serving the people, because they've done the work. They understand how to alchemize. They understand dark night of the soul. They understand the psyche processes and how people behave and why they behave, and what a shadow is and how to incorporate the shadow, how to work with the shadow, how to balance divine feminine, divine masculine energies. So this holds great imbalances that is on the planet right now, and any future degradation that could be alarming will be transferred and transmuted as you begin to reconnect and care with who you are. So again, the degradation of the planet is the degradation within the spirit and the soul. It's a micro macro. It's inner, outer, as above, so below. It's all our inner experiences. We need to again believe in the preciousness of our own planet, as she has held you sacredly. And so how have we held her? Again, it's the micro macro. How we hold her is how she holds us. And she has been caring for all of us, you know, billions of people on this planet. And there's constant disregard, but more agendas for private agendas, and putting more chemtrails in the air so that it blocks out versions of the rays of the sun. No, Gaia and the sun know exactly what they're doing. Let that go. Stop with the chemicals and put the money towards feeding the people. Put that money towards nourishing healthier soil. No more chemicals. No more chemicals. Everything is symbiotic. The insects and everything can be symbiotic, but we have been so out of balance. We've called in infestations. We've called in unhealthy waters because we're polluting the waters. We're polluting the airs. We have not been symbiotic. We have not been balanced, and everything shows itself. And then we come up with more chemicals to balance the imbalance. That's not how you balance imbalance. You imbalance imbalance because through here, you have to create balance from inner. Inner equals outer, as above, so below. If you're not going above, then your below will only be below. You heal imbalance through the inner, whether it's planetary, resources, food, water, or air. Everybody plays a part. Don't leave it for your light workers. You are the light workers. It's your planet. Will you speak for your planet? Will you speak for your body? Will you speak for your air? Will you speak for your water? Or will you only get involved when something happens to your family? And that's okay. There is no judgment. But everybody will have a part to play in the next timeline that comes around when you knew you should have said something, when you knew you could have said something and nothing was said or could or done. That also plays as karma. When spirit shows you something before you and you say, I could have done something, I could have done something, I could have said something, and blah, 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 that blah, blah, blah means something because spirit is showing you, I'm going to give you an opportunity. What are you going to do with it? Who are you now? Will you stand in the power of your truth? Will you stand in the power of your voice? Will you stand in the power of who you are and speak what needs to be spoken in peace and neutrality and honor? Spirit is showing you something for a reason. Go into it. Why am I being shown this? What is my part in this transaction? And then heed Spirit's call. If Spirit says move, you move. If Spirit says call it out, call it out. As I said, this came from Ashtar. She is holding many that simply have agendas for greed, envy, and oligarchy corruptions. And so they said that Spirit will be dealing with all of those that continue selfish and greedy agendas. All we need to focus for every moment and every hour, I refocus on a new 5D earth, 5D behaviors, 5D patterns of higher vibrational thought, working with light, working with my bodies. The more that you redirect your energy, your intention, and your direction to 5D experiences and behaviors and patterns, you're going to step outside of the matrix and let Spirit deal with all of those that you're interested in. The atrocities towards sacredness must be accounted for, again, by those that have created it. So those that create atrocities, they have to be accounted for and let Spirit deal with it. Again, karma is to each. God will deal with everybody's karma because God knows the depth of every soul. God knows the experience of every soul. God knows what every soul is working on with pure intention. That's why nobody distributes karma but God and their soul and their higher self. Everything that everybody manifests and everything that everybody goes through is their soul's experience to move through lessons to test them. What are you going to do now? How are you going to stand now? Are you going to do the right thing? Does a crumbling have to happen? Does a crumbling have to occur? God knows exactly how many warnings they've been placing in their dreams. God knows how many warnings they've been happening by having their programs not go through. Every time there's a hurdle and there's a block, there's a reason. Everything is purposeful. Everything means something. Everything means something. And God is giving these experiences and synchronicities for a reason, for everybody to wake up. The atrocities must be accounted for. The atrocities on land, the atrocities to the people, the atrocities to the children, they must be accounted for. And Spirit will take each one by one, depending on their soul experience, depending on their pure intentions to serve, their pure intentions to correct, their pure intentions to modify, their pure intentions to do good and the greater good of goodwill, to change their character, to change their soul record, to change their soul experience, to get connected in oneness. That is up to Spirit and Spirit and God alone. Lightworkers, we can only say so much. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. And they can shadow ban us and they can put us on restriction lists all they want. We're still going to speak and we're still going to send light. And we will gather in the forest. Because our jurisdiction is God. We are here on behalf of the greater good. And so then they said the geophysical and those that have abused human life and wildlife, all of the atrocities have to be accounted for. So again, every human being on the planet must go within. What was I a part of? How can I change my belief systems and who can I align with now? And that should be God and your higher self only. Your soul will lead you to all the soul lessons that you need. And if you need any ascension sessions, I'm open for private sessions. I'm open for vocational alignment sessions. If you want to build who you are into an offering for the collective and learn your way into a 5D experience so that you can step out of that 3D experience. So here's what Commander Ashtar said, because I made sure of Commander Ashtar. I always make sure, sure you want me to say this, Commander Ashtar? He says, yes, it's time. They've been told, they've been shown. The Father and Mother have given me authority. Thank you, Commander Ashtar. So they're just saying right now that we support you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So the Father has many great plans for those, for all within creation. Those that have been not so noble, specifically in leadership, that through many means and many discussions and many warnings were given many opportunities to stop fooling the peoples and begin immediate, transparent diplomacy at all levels. They forget that they operate within our sector of space, and they do not hold jurisdiction on Gaia and the collective heartbeat. And the collective heartbeat is calling for peace, liberation, health, and goodwill for all. And for the reigned beyond their individual controlled agendas. So again, their agendas and their intentions were for their own reigning. I mean, it had nothing to do with Gaia or the people, except for what people could be used in their agendas. Again, that's the reign that they had. They were offered many attempts to surrender any mismanagement and any arrogance that they still contend with over the geophysical experience, the human life experience, or wildlife experience that mother and the father will deal with individually. The earth will be returned to the people, and the meek shall inherit the earth as originally and always planned, and the custodians and peacemakers, great and small, shall arise. Sovereignty is your birthright, and you have the entire cosmos within your assistance. As you step forward, you will be assistance in peace and love and unity. Again, there's no need to protest. There's no need to get angry. Deal with your anger. Deal with you're only projecting that anger is because you allowed an aspect of that power to be given away. So claim that, reclaim that power back. Again, if you know how to work with your emotions and being in touch with your emotional body is there to let you know, purge what doesn't need to be suppressed and repressed and repressed. So deal with your emotions. That balances your mental body. Your mental body is all out of whack because your emotional body is out of whack. It all interrelated: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and sexual. If there's imbalances of any of it, it's all out of balance. And so now Spirit and the Galactic Federation say no more. Everyone will be dealt with on an individual basis because God knows the purity of their intention to change, to alter course. Do you choose to serve the people in benevolence? Yes or no? It's not rocket science. You either do or you don't. Your agendas do not hold bar over the human collective. Anybody faced with any type of decision, that's how real it has to get. And so they said, sovereignty is your birthright, and you have the entire cosmos in your assistance. Free will is your sovereign right, and those that continue to enforce and bring further selfish corruption and agendas will be dealt with one by one by the hand of the Father. There will be no further wars, because there's, all the thing about further wars. So don't believe anything that you hear and just don't even watch them. There will be no further wars. There will be no further deceptive agendas. The light is piercing everything that unfolds and will continue to do so that nothing will be hidden, which is what they've been given. They've been given, the governments know that they have contact with ETs and things like that, and they've been given many opportunities to stop fooling the people and those hidden agendas. And they said this is the Father's plan. Ashtar is speaking on behalf of Gaia, Terra, and Earth, and the Father. Rest assured, dear ones, that Earth will return to her glory, and you can all assist by standing in equal authority of who you are, in honor of who you are, in the sacredness of who you are as a divine being that has a greater belonging to oneness, peace, and unity, and pure love. And that was Commander Ashtar. And so that was a very powerful download about the potentiality that each and every one of us have as we step into our full power, as we step into doing what's right for us, not being held back by old programs, not being held back by those that want to keep us in old ways of behaving, that want to keep us in those old cycles of karma, and why we've gone through what we've gone through, so we can stand our ground and stand in our peace and power as divine beings of light. Remember, everything that you are as a being, everything that you emulate affects everybody. So again, whether it's a spell working coven or whether it's private human testing agendas, it affects everybody. The children are affected by a mother that doesn't get and allowed and is being constantly blocked and stopped. How's that okay? The intentions and the agendas that were against me for however many years, the PTSD, the suffering that I went through, the losses on every level, how is that okay? And all were involved, all were affected. And nobody seemed to give a crap. They just kept doing what they were doing. And so just know that spirit and their guides and their ancestors will deal with all of that karmically. Everybody and everyone has a choice to realign with who they are with spirit, align with their higher selves, because their higher selves is directly related to how much you're letting go. Are you ready for a DNA activation? Are you ready for one of your gifts to be activated? Because those little things that are over, your DNA, the codons that are in a field that are just waiting for something to be activated, Conduits like myself, we offer codes in the fields that activate people in remembrance. It's just like feeling or sensing somebody's from a different area. That's what it feels like being in our presence. We have a multiverse cosmic experience. We speak higher truths. We speak of the divine mind of the Father, mind, God. Religion was originally offered as a way, as a bridge, if you will, to God. It was just a bridge. That was it, because people couldn't understand how to navigate a multidimensional reality. We're multidimensional. We're physical. We're mental, emotional. We are built of spirit. Everything is of spirit. And we've detached ourselves from spirit and we've become very warped. Sense of self is very warped and even not at all. Who are you is who you are with spirit. What are your excitements? What are your creativities? Who are you as a person? What are your joys? What are your happinesses? How connected are you with Gaia? Get out to Gaia, because she will help reconnect you with who you are as a being, as a soul, as a biophysical experience, with love and with light and with energy. Feel into the planet, sense the planet. Get practicing how you're sensing and working with energies back and forth. How are you creating with energy? Are you intending? Are you infusing light? Just 3 times a day, just send love and light to your home, just with intention. Beautiful open heart, beautiful open heart. I connect with the angels, I connect with the fairies, I connect with love and light, I connect with my guides, I connect with God. I send love to my home. I send love to my home. All stagnant energies, be gone, be gone, be gone. Get up and sing and dance, get up and sing and dance. All stagnant energies be gone. Change the energy of your house now, now, now. Open up the windows, do a bit of saging, clear out the old energies. Use sound, use tone, use light, use intention, use infusion of who you are. You're a vessel of God. Remember, you're a representation of the heavens. You're a representation of the heavens. Who are you? Who are you? Your voice changes your cells. Your voice changes your cells. Get in touch with yourselves. Get in touch with yourselves. Multidimensional commandmentship of you. Get in touch with your heart. Get in touch with your chakras. Intend higher vibrational communion. Communion with you as God. You and God are partnership. Partnership. God never leaves you. God will answer every aspect of life that you want to feel fulfilled in. It's God's promise with you. But you have to know you're worthy of it. Are you worthy to receive the deepest love of God that anybody could ever imagine? And why have we given our energies to everything else? Reclaim all of that and go with it. Never let anybody believe that you're less than, or weird, or strange. You're meant to be unique, genuine, authentic, and real. Vibrant with who you are. You're a vibrant being on this planet. Become vibrant. Higher vibrational beings are very vibrant in who they are. They speak with great certainty, with great surety with who they are. They're very certain about who they are. They absolutely know they come from other cosmos and weird galactic experiences. Yes, let's anchor this. Let's anchor this. I don't want to be conformed. Shake it off. No more conformity. No more fitting in boxes. No more walking like robots. No, feel, shake it off. Feel, get tuned in. Feel, be with your essence of who you are. The essence of who you are is a vibration. You are God. You're the vibration of God. Feel godly. Feel into your vibrations, your vibrational relationships with Gaia, with food, with water. Be appreciative, be gratitude. You're feeling as a being. Get back to feeling yourself. Get back to feeling reality. That's how you know you're alive with spirit, because you can feel again. You know when something's off, and say it, speak it. You can speak it with clarity. You can speak it with neutrality. You can speak it with certainty. You know your truth. You're not going to fall into somebody else's program. No, stand up for who you are. No, this is right for me. Don't touch my body. Stay out of my field. Go get your own light. Get your own sandwich. Sometimes you have to set those boundaries with people that continue to press you and test you, and then let God take over. So I've had enough, God. I'm done. I've had enough. How much can one person take? No, it's done. Let God do the rest. Let's do a little alignment. Let's do. So remember, you got chakras and light. You got light. You are Merkaba. You are beautiful light. You are the holy light. You are holy light. You are holy light. And just know too, this is a reminder, caveat. When you're going through Ascension, I should notice that my channel. The more energy you got going through you, you're going to notice more expression. So you're going to have to practice being yourself in different ways, more dance, more running, more activity, getting out in nature more, because you got more energy running through. Your aura actually becomes bigger. So the more that you're clearing that density, you get to carry more light, you get to carry more essence of your soul, you get to carry more personality of your soul. So you do become more vibrant, your voice becomes louder. That's why sometimes the channels that you hear online, they actually get louder and they actually get faster, because they're channeling a lot of different energies and species through them. I'm a multiverse species communicator. I'm a conduit for the Mother, Father, God. I got the heavens and the galactic federations right there. So there's a lot of energy that I'm just like, yeah, I'm tapped in, I'm tapped in, I'm tapped in, let's do this. And that energy then goes out to the collective. But when you're used to listening to such suppressive, degraded experiences, you're used to that kind of energy. Higher energy is not like that. It's let's go. We got this. We got this. Absolutely. No doubt. No question. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We're already on it. We already got it healed. In a timeline, everything is healed. In a timeline, there is no more garbage. In a timeline, everybody is healthy and safe. No diseases. So shoot for that timeline. Say, that's the timeline I'm going for. Absolutely. Everybody has freedom of expression. There's no more fear about being, I don't know, what is it called? Liberties being taken from you. I don't know whatever reality, I don't know what reality that is, but just know that, right? So know that the energy moving through you is bigger, is bigger, is bigger, is bigger. So look for ways that you can balance your energy field, divine feminine, divine masculine, work with your emotional body, express what needs to be expressed, journal, paint, speak, sing, express your energy in new ways. Because as I said earlier, there's a lot of people that are really imbalanced, that are creating false narratives, that are living within psychosis, false stories, because they haven't healed those soul fragments that are waiting to be called in and healed, and they're not grounded. They don't know how to work with their multidimensional bodies, and they're living in really false delusions, because that's what they know. They're safe in that delusional story because they haven't healed the traumas in those other soul fragments. They might be very highly capable psychic people, and they're taking on a lot of messy energy from everybody around them. They don't even know who they are. They need healers. They need multidimensional healers. Going to a counselor in 3D won't help these people. And a lot of them do take a very self-harming path, because nobody has taught them how to work with their high vibrational bodies in big, deep, dark, toxic mess. Because if they're not healing their wounds, they're just attracting people that don't heal their wounds, especially if there's black magic involved, which just messes it up even more. And again, they don't have any right. It's a dangerous elixir. Somebody that is highly psychically sensitive and not mentally stable, and they've got black magic being done 24/7, and relentless human testing and relentless toxic programming. They have to heal dogmatic traumas, and on and on and on. So take out the victimization, know yourself as multidimensional, and start working on it. Cut down to the basics. It's very simple. I'm a multidimensional being. I'm going to start caring for my body. I'm great with my energy. I know who I am. God's got a plan with me. Boom. It's very simple. It's very clear. Release those that bring drama. Release those that bring chaos. Release those that bring deceit. If you have to fight for the truth, let it go. Again, all the agendas. If you have to fight for what is truth, let it go. Don't even listen. Don't put your energy there. You shouldn't have to fight for the truth. You shouldn't have to fight for your voice to be heard. Those are disrespecting systems and agendas and people. So let them suss it out. If they want to awaken, they have just as much access to God as you do. Everyone has equal access to God. Those that have intentionally known what they have been doing, they will be dealt with again by their higher selves, their soul, and God. Nobody distributes karma. Nobody. Don't even take that whole burden off your back. Nobody has the right on revenge and karma. You wouldn't want that. This is giving you karma. Sacrificing just gives you karma. Sacrificing does nothing but give you karma. Sacrificing does nothing but destroy. Sacrificing does nothing but deconstruct. Sacrificing does nothing but bring harm, darkness, and damage to the planet. So anybody talking to you about sacrificing, spell bullying, and all of those underground, malicious, intentional groups, it is nothing but karma, 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 agendas to lead, to herd, to control, to dominate. And all of that is pierced with light right now, and everything will be coming up to be seen and faced. And let God deal with the distribution of God. You get to choose, who am I now? How can I make an honest foundation now? How can I make a truthful, transparent experience now? As Commander Ashtar said, sovereignty is your birthright. You have the entire cosmos at your assistance. Free will is your sovereignty, and it is your right. Those that continue to enforce and bring further selfish corruption and agendas will be dealt with on a one-by-one basis by the very hand of the Father. There will be no further wars. There will be no further deception agendas, and the light is piercing everything as it unfolds, and it will continue to do so. Nothing will be hidden, period. The Father has spoken. I said this 2 years ago, and people still laughed. Okay, so keep laughing as the Father, creates the unfolding of the karma, and still many people don't care. That's just how consciously disconnected they are. They have no care about the people they affect. It's just mind-boggling. I just don't get it. I don't get it. That's part of my soul's lesson too, is just the amount of degradation. That's my next soul's journey, is the depths of disrespect that has been on this planet is beyond. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get the harm to the animals. I don't get the harm to the children. I don't get why there's thousands of kids in a place somewhere. Nobody knows where they're going except the people that arrange these private little things. Where's the follow-up? Where's the government follow-up? Where's the government? Where's the transparency? There's none. Why is there no transparency? Of course you know why there's no transparency. And yet these people are all in office. No investigations. Full judgment on all of them. Are you for the people? Don't send your children away. Because the people you're sending them to have no regard. They're disconnected from their hearts. They're disconnected from spirit. They have no idea who spirit is. Just because they say they pray with Jesus, that doesn't mean anything. You wouldn't be involved in any of these programs because Jesus would never, ever say that any of that would be just a thing to do. It's a part of creation, yes, because people are stuck in density and corruption, and their souls are very, very wounded. But no spirit of the higher self would ever say, send your children away to somebody you don't know, where there's going to be no follow-up, there's no proper sponsorship, there's no proper after follow-up. Do these children, are there pictures taken with these children to make sure they're safe? Are there constant contact with the families? It's like it's beyond. It's like, it makes me so sad, so sad, because I love Mother, Father, God so much. Everything I do is for Mother, Father, God. I am devoted to Mother, Father, God. I am devoted to life. I am devoted to Gaia. And it makes me so sad that God has given so much. God has given the most beautiful, lush, diverse planet to the people. And all it takes is an hour in the morning and an hour throughout your day just to reconnect and breathe. That's all it takes. That's all it takes to reconnect with who you are and remember who you are, spirit. Call spirit in. Call source creator in. Remember who you are, source. Remember who you are, source. Remember who you are, spirit. Nothing outside of you is more important than who you are within. Nothing. Nothing outside of you chooses who you are, values who you are, creates a worthiness scale of who you are, creates a rank for who you are. Nothing and nobody. So let nothing and nobody scare you or bring fear tactics or intimidation tactics or their agendas or their stories about who you are. Nobody states who you are, you do. So create it with pure, loving, healthy self-desire. That's who you are. You're profound. No subtle for us. You're profound and you're precious. You're filled with light. You are light. Your words are light. Speak your existence into being. Your body is light. Your cells are light. Your heart is light. My heart is awakening. My heart is awakening. I'm connected with God. I'm connected with spirit. I'm connected with the cosmos. I'm connected with my celestials. The celestials are always with you. Your celestials are always with you. Your celestials love you so unconditionally. When I see the light ships in the sky every single night, no matter how tough my day has been, the celestials are with me. Anytime I call upon them, they say, we love you, Joanna, we're here. You know how I sometimes just cry Because in this world, it's so disconnected and people walk around disconnected from each other. It's becoming very robotic. The AI can be taken in different tangents and directions, everything within balance, but never ever let it affect who you are as a source essence, as a natural essence, as a beautiful holistic essence of spirit. And once you start giving that power away, then you're changing the alchemy of who you are as God. Why you never ever have to have any physical alterations to your God body at all, because you can manifest whatever health and experience that you want to have your body healthy and loving and caring and kind and good and beautiful for you. Be the beauty of who you are. Remember who you are, dear. Let's do a light language. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Just doing some clearing from the sacral. So you know your chakras, dear lighted ones. Every day, talk to your chakras. Become familiar. Get a journal and start journaling the stories of your chakras. We do this in our classes. If you'd like any sessions or appointments with me to do any specific healings, clearings, reintegrating the shadow, reintegrating the childhood traumas or abuses, just get in touch with me. Face everything that is before you. Face everything that is before you. It's not bigger than you. You're allowed, you're honored, you're special, you're sacred, you're precious. All of that is you. Take a deep breath. Everything is calm because you know everything is perfect. Everything is always perfect. Everything is always perfect. Everything is always perfect. Everything is always perfect. You're balanced in your divine masculine and your divine feminine energies. Take a deep breath. Balance is everything. And ground, and ground, and ground. I am light and I am love. Divine feminine, divine masculine, working harmoniously. Even if you're in a same-sex partnership relationship, it doesn't matter. You each have divine feminine and divine masculine energies, right? So it can circle in as one. Everybody has them. That's why the alarm went off. Because there's some discrepancies there. Even if you're in a same-sex marriage, it's all one. So just know that. It's not a big deal. You can get through it. Call me if you need any appointments. My links are below for any private sessions, connecting with me on a private sessions. Just connect with the link below. I usually get appointments, dates, and times once I receive payment. I hold Ascension classes once a month. I usually offer those classes to those that have been on the Ascension path for a while, that are used to working with their chakras and their systems, because it is a fast-paced class and it is for the more advanced people. Also, if you're looking for clearings, activations, light languages, any specific, I offer the special healing sessions at nighttime. If you're looking to advance your multidimensional bodies and working more intimately with your multidimensional bodies, as well as remembering any past traumas or timelines or Akashic timelines, because those are always in effect. Because as you're spiraling in this ascension of now, any past traumas come forward and they're meant to be worked through and cleared. So that's why we work on those health sessions. Plus, also too, is to kind of transcend any of the toxins that are in the food and the waters and the airs and the soils, and how to come up with better systems. So we're going to be doing a lot more natural, holistic land farming and things like that. So we're in companionship of the land and what we're putting in the land and what we're getting out of the land. And it's a symbiotic, creative co-creation. Again, it's all about honor and respect. When you move through anything with honor and respect, whether it's your body or a relationship or a partnership or a work experience, you'll have those intentions. So again, everything that is being pulled up, you have to look at the intentions, because the intentions are going to come through. It always will, because the light is so powerful. And that's the learning and the up leveling of our entire universal reality. We're changing, we're effective, because the galactic councils are bathing more and more light on everything that is more corrupt. Plus, people like myself are doing a lot of work with everything that is corrupt. Like I'm working with the galactic federations on all corrupt systems so that we're improving them and lifting them up. Thank you, Holy Spirit, the calling in the Holy Spirit and the galactic federations, all of your celestial families and councils that are working with you in this moment. So just open up your divine sacred hearts and receive any codes and light, any and the highest benevolence of any frequencies that you're wishing to connect with. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Take a deep breath in. So a lot of that was a lot of earth energies and earth species in alignment with Gaia. So there's a lot of nature energy there that I was dealing with, species that are relating to Gaia's nourishment, rebalancing. Because again, as I said in my other video, the more tempered we are with our emotions, our emotional body, then we're not going to fly off the handle. We're going to be in check, if you will. So anything that comes before you, make sure you take 3 or 4 deep breaths before you react, before you respond, and respond from your heart space for the greater good. When you respond from the greater good, from your heart space and what is important for you, what is important for your path, always again, what is my part in this transaction, referring to spirit, because spirit will let you know, especially if you're a teacher, a healer, a leader of others. Spirit knows what's going on with everybody's higher selves, and everybody's higher selves are always connected with each other anyways, because everybody is connected to other councils and other agendas in every galactic group. So just know that. So you might be there to teach a lesson, you might be there to show a lesson, you might be there for an activation, they might be there for an activation from you. So there's infinite things on why people are before you and what everybody's going through. You play an infinite number of roles for people as they do you. That's why it's always good. What part do I play? So don't always think that your ego mind knows, because it doesn't. That's why you have to refer to spirit, because there's infinite lessons that need to be played out for everybody. Spirit might say, no, they need to learn the lesson on their own now. They need to go within and learn their lessons. They need to go within and seek God. They need to know that their light is within them. They need to know that they can get the infinite light from within them. You cannot help them this time. They cannot go where you're going. They have to do the inner work. And then they have to prove to spirit that they can go within and do the inner work, because everybody can. You cannot be everybody's crutch. They have to go within and do the work. They have to practice what you're offering. I offer my sessions to everybody, but there is always practice work. You know, I don't give any sessions about people. In my sessions, we don't talk about other people. Like if you're in a relationship or you want to find out what's going on with Billy Bob down the road, I don't give those sessions. I never did. Because Billy Bob's up to Billy Bob. If you're focusing on anybody else, you're not focusing on you. So I'm not your reader. I'm not your intuitive healer. This is about your self-actualization path with spirit, with God as an evolutionary being, like multidimensionally. You want to work on gifts, skills, talents. You want to know who you are as spirit. You want to work on your gifts. You want to work on your alignment with spirit. You want to work on your alignment with who you are as a profound, celestial, galactic, alien being that has connections with all the multiverse. I'm the person that you come to for that assistance, for that alignment, for that remembrance, for that clearing, for that healing. I don't give out information on other people. Never will. And be discerning on anybody that does. And if they do, run the other way. They shouldn't be giving out information on anybody else. They shouldn't be doing spell work. We've talked about this a million times. That's karma. So now that you're understanding universal laws, now we can begin practicing it. And as Commander Ashtar said, they gave me authority. As they just said, they're backing me up 100. Because from here on out, we are now, if you can imagine, we are now the self-sovereign leaders of 5D Earth. So we all have to start behaving and surrendering the ego to spirit and really responding in higher vibrational, higher intelligence, loving, aligned. Our brothers and sisters of the multiverse, of the billions, are supporting us. Consciousnesses that work in groups of unconditional love. They levitate ships in the sky that are as big as countries. They know what they're doing up to the 15th dimension. They know what they're doing with health. They know what they're doing with planets that are just awakening to who they are as spirit, to working with in collaboration with spirit. And me, along with Daniel Scranton, Michaela Sheldon, Lee Carroll, all of those are the top channelers that absolutely reverberate everything that we're talking about. So we're all profound channelers that have been speaking the same message for 20 years. We are divine beings of light. We are divine beings that are sacred. We are divine beings of love and expansiveness eternally. We have infinite potentials. Who are you? Feel into the love of who you are. I'm available for private sessions. My information is below. We love you, dear loved ones. Rainbow light and tickles to everybody. I am light. I am love. I am light. I am love. I am a rainbow child from above. I am light. I am love. I am light. I am love. I am the rainbow child from above. Anamanake to the case, Shanamakata decade and a kata de ka. Anamanake to the case, Shanamakata decade to the cade, Marcata decade. Anamanaka to the case, Shanamakata decade, na a take his Yanaka. Naya take te ya naya ya na ya naya ya naya kite se ya ha uyana ya na kite ya uyana na kite ya se ya mata kia te ya maya ay amana kita kia na se ya na mana kite ya usiana maria rinaya maria kina ya Maya ta keseyana esiana makaya te eyama eyana ete keseya amakata keseyana kata kena ayana makata kese briadkia amakata keseyana kata anda makata keseyana kata na eya kese anda makata ayana kata keseyana kata kena Oh, those were amazing beans that I just tapped into. They were amazing. They had on these beautiful, I'm going to do fashion because they show me always these beautiful, beautiful outfits. They had these little things that come out like this with orbs. And they were this like big collar, like this with these little orbs right here. And when they were making the sounds, they was touching the orbs and the orbs would reverberate back and forth. So cool. Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We're saying goodbye and good night, dear lighted ones. Remember your sovereignty. Tune into what truth really is for you. Tune into what you are for yourself. Know that there's love and peace and love and peace and love and peace and love and peace and love. God loves you. Bye.